Phase 5, position number 1. This is the completion of the swing or the follow through, which is commonly referred to. And I'll tell you, you can always tell where you've been by how you finish. And so we're going to talk about some of the final positions that you'll find yourself in and the value of being in these positions. And it will tell your story. It will tell basically whether or not you got to that position properly. And the first thing we're going to talk about, again, as we go back, and it's almost overkill, I know, but the front side foot. And here's an example of an ideal finish position on about 75% of the cuts you're going to take. Now, and in real extreme cases, your foot would probably open up a little bit more than this, but we kept it right here because we want to see the foot rotate to an open position as you go from phase 3 into contact through phase 4, and as you finish the with phase 5 and the follow through. So we intentionally keep it closed, and because we want to draw upon really the significance of what you're probably going to see a lot of. And at this point, just as the swing is completed or just prior to the swing being completed, if that front side foot toe is pointed directly towards the pitcher, you will know that you probably opened up somewhere. Let that be a red flag to you as a player, parent, or coach, that if you're looking at your personal video clip and you're getting right to the point to where the bat, just before the bat has stopped moving back here on the backside, you freeze that frame. And if you can see where that front side toe is pointed almost directly to the pitcher prior to you coming to a completed stop in the swing, then I will attest to you that somewhere in there we've got to go back and review, because you've opened up somewhere and has caused you to probably have a little bit of an arc in the swing. That's going to be about 90% of the time. So back to this whole idea of how you want to finish. Well, this is an over-exaggerated finish that you're looking at in this position number 1. But this is the one that's going to probably keep you in longer, and you almost have to over-exaggerate some of these key positions and do so a lot on the tee and in your batting practice in order to help you stay in position back in 4, 3, and 2. In other words, overemphasizing that finish point in your work as you complete the swing. Overemphasizing it is going to help you be better in phase 4, better in phase 3. So it's important. You look for an exaggerated position just like this one. And if you don't have that position in your grading of your personal clip, then it needs to be graded negatively until you can get that front side under control. And so it's important that you understand, if that thing swings open like a gate, just prior to you coming to a completed stop again, you've got yourself a problem opening up, which is going to create, again, you're going to have some variation of an arc in the swing. And of course, the bigger and stronger the player is, the more, it's not as much of an arc, but it's still a de-elevated bat head entering the contact zone, which gets us to the poor contact. It's that, not being on plane. It's popping up. It's kind of bellying the ball or hitting underneath it or sculling over the top of it as it arcs through. It arcs over the top and drives the ball down in the ground. So it's important to understand it all goes back to that front side foot and controlling that front side foot to allow us to have optimal contact. So I hope that makes sense to you. And let's over-exaggerate the finish, and obviously keep in mind that where we finish will tell our story of where we've been. And so with that, let's keep that front side closed, and let's move on to position number 2.